Mr. President, nice block, Reggie Love. I will say this.
You didn't get the ball first.
Reggie certainly is, I don't think would call a foul on that play. What are you talking about? I don't know what
And you cannot call a foul on the President of the United States on his own basketball court. We're joined now by Matt Latimer, a former speechwriter for President Bush and the author of a new book, Speechless. Made a lot of waves in circles here for some of the allegations and the revelations in there. And I want to start with this role that you came at this from as a former speechwriter. A lot of folks, including folks, former members of the Bush White House, feel like this is a violation of staffers' code, of speechwriters' code. Do you feel like you betrayed confidences here in going public with this?
I actually don't. You know, I'm not the first person to invent the idea of writing a book about my time with the president. In fact, the Bush administration has had maybe dozens of books by former presidential aides at higher levels than me and lower levels writing about their experiences. So this is not a new phenomenon. What they really don't like is how these aides are actually portrayed as opposed to the president.
Why did you write the book?
Well, I was a young conservative from Michigan who came out here to make Washington work. And as all of you, as you know very well, Washington, it's hard to make Washington work. And I had top-level jobs in Capitol Hill and at the White House and at the Pentagon. I wanted to show people an unvarnished look of what it's really like, at least from the Republican side of what this town is really like and how hard it is to get things done.
One quote I want to read to you from it, that one of the things that got a lot of attention here. This is President Bush's reaction to the selection of Sarah Palin as running mate. Quote, "I'm trying to remember if I've met her before. I'm sure I must have. And what is she, the governor of Guam?" Now, I want to ask you, Matt, this is one of the passages that some of the folks in the Bush White House say is just not credible. Clearly, the President of the United States knew who the governor of Alaska was. If it was a comment like this, it was tongue-in-cheek. But I want to ask you, I mean, was there fact-checking that went involved in this? I mean, were you able to back up some of the more outlandish quotes that you attribute to the president?
Well, first of all, he said all those things, but if you would actually read that quote, and if the Bush people had actually read my book, they would know that I actually said the president said it with a twinkle in his eye, making it quite clear that this was a joke. And the president was a very funny person, and he came in one day and he said, "You know, I know I've seen her before somewhere. What is she, governor of Guam?" And he started laughing.
But he knew who Sarah Palin was.
Of course he knew who she was, and I never claimed otherwise. But he did make what I think was a wise political assessment after that, which is what he said, you know, she and her family have no idea what's about to hit them, the media firestorm, the attention she's going to get as a national candidate, and let's just wait and see a few days from now to see if the bloom's still on the rose.
Was there any fact-checking involved, attempts to independently verify some of the things that you put in the president's mouth?
Sure. I mean, in terms of the book,
in terms of the
speeches,
book, yeah.
Well, sure. Of course, I kept, you know, I remembered things. I talked to people. I checked things, and you know.
Was there another voice though, like an editor or someone else who was doing it?
Lots of editors and who looked through the book.
Who looked for the facts as well?
Well, yeah, they went through the facts as well, from here and there, but not, you know, yeah.
Not quote by quote.
Not quote by quote.
Take us into the world of presidential speechwriting for a moment. A morning like this morning, it's a perfect example. Complete surprise, unexpected news. The president is awakened to learn he's won the Nobel Peace Prize and he's going to have to make remarks. A moment like that, when you're on the speechwriting team and you had no preparation time, what happens inside the White House? What's the process?
Well, you get in very early, probably, as soon as you hear about the news, and you have a very quick meeting to figure out what to say about all this, and then you jot something down, and I don't know how President Obama works, but President Bush would go over the remarks himself, and he'd maybe call somebody in, or just wing it. You never know.
Just wing it or something like this. We just wanted you to clarify one point, because this has got a lot of traction on the blogosphere. Your relationship with Donald Rumsfeld, are you getting paid by him to help with the memoirs? What are the terms that you're operating under right now?
Well, as I said before, I have been helping him along with other people on putting his memoirs together, and it makes perfect sense. I mean, I talk about him in my book. I worked with him from the Abu Ghraib scandal, which was my first writing assignment for him, all the way through his resignation. So it's sort of, since I was kind of involved with the most
Is it a financial arrangement? Are you helping him is one thing. Are you getting paid as part of your work on the book?
I got paid. I got hired by his publisher to do this and to help him. It's a typical transaction for a book like that.
Okay, Matt Latimer, author of Speechless. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Matt. That does it for this edition of Top Line. Be sure to click us on again tomorrow or Monday.
Monday, Twitter.com/The Note. In the meantime, thanks for being here. My new favorite day, David. I think this is going to. Yes, this is my new favorite day.